It's May, summer's approaching, so I am currently cutting to build my crazy summer body, my Leon Edwards body. So today we're gonna be doing a full day of eating. So my maintenance calories is about 2,600. I'll leave a calorie calculator in the description. Prior to this, I did a bulking full day of eating, which I said my maintenance calories was like 3,000. However, I kind of sat down and thought, weightlifting doesn't burn that many calories. So when I do the calorie calculator calculations, I'm not very active, but I think I put moderately active, which makes more sense. If you're working a job that you move a ton and you're walking a lot or moving a lot of stuff, then I classify you as very active. But me, I'm a YouTuber, I'm sitting down most of the day, so I'm moderately active. And with a calorie deficit of 500, that puts me at 2,100 as my target calories on this deficit. I have made a video going into depth, a 15-minute video, which a lot of you have not watched yet. So be sure to watch that after this video if you're looking for your cutting diet. Or you can join either my 120-day peak athleticism package or my 90-day aesthetic body blueprint, which have nutrition master plans in them, which will help you cut as well. I'll leave the links to those in the description. But in that video, I gave you the scientific or the straight up numbers for cutting. But I kind of found I don't like having this insane amount of protein on my cuts because I feel like crap because the fat and the carbs is going to help you feel more energetic. So when you have more protein, you have less of that. So recently I've been doing a 3-2-1 cutting plan, which I got from Leon Edwards nutritionist, which means 3 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight, 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, and 1 gram of fat per kilogram of body weight. However, this is over my target calories, so I do 2-2-1 instead, making carbs 2 grams instead of 3 grams per kilogram of body weight. I feel like this makes the cut more sustainable, especially for me. I'm planning on ending the cut in July, but a lot of you ask me how long to cut. My answer will always be when you look in the mirror and you think you look great. But yes, that is my approach to cutting. Now let's get into the cut. You're gonna see me in the morning. I decided to do the intro with me after my workout because before my workout, I'm basically a zombie. But hey, let's go to past me. All right, welcome to the full day of eating on a cut. You can probably tell by my under eye circles here that it's super early in the morning. Well, psych, it's like noon. Life as a full-time YouTuber messes up your sleep schedule. I wish I could wake up at 6 or 7 in the morning because I'm more productive then, but my body just wants to sleep for so long, and hey, now it's noon, and I'm just getting my day started. But my first meal of the day is gonna start with my pre-workout meal because most of you know that I lift weights as the first thing I do every day. It gets my day going. First, I start with some electrolytes. In terms of electrolytes, I just use these because these are the ones they have right by my house. It's like a minute away, so I just get those. It's very convenient. But my favorite ever electrolyte supplement is Trainade. The reason I got Trainade is because Leon Edwards, one of my best friends, his dietitian and nutritionist for his fight camp and fight week uses this to rehydrate him. If you didn't know, UFC fighters drain themselves like crazy to make weight, so this has to be one of the best electrolyte supplements. So I used it and I liked it a lot, but it's in Australia, so it takes like 2 weeks to get to me. So this is just easier and more convenient, so I'll use this. In terms of gym performance, hydration has to be up there. It's one of the most important. So I recommend getting some electrolytes in as soon as you wake up or right before your workout, which I'm doing right now. All right, just down that. Now, if you're a fan of the channel, you already know my favorite pre-workout meal are pretzels. Not because I love pretzels, but because they're just simple and they're easy to get in. A lot of ignorant fitness influencers will tell me, Mario's having pretzels, it's unhealthy for him, he should have fruit instead. Well, most fruit isn't high glycemic. When you're talking about a pre-workout meal, you need something that's high glycemic. High glycemic is code for fast digesting. And one of the few fruits that's high glycemic is pineapple. So I got some pineapple one day and I had it as my pre-workout meal, but getting enough pineapple to get the adequate amount of carbs in, which for me is between 30 and 40 grams of carbs before my workout, kind of leaves you full, and you don't want that before you work out. That's the problem with fruit. You actually have to eat a lot of fruit to get 30 to 40 grams of carbs in. So I'll have like a serving, 2 servings of this, and then you're gonna see me after the workout, because I'm sure you don't want to see me eating pretzels. I guess I'll take 1 munch for some of you guys who are weird like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the macros for my pre-workout meal, aka pretzels, is gonna be 4 grams of protein, 32 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of fat with a total amount of calories of 180 calories. All right, just got back from the gym. You can probably see my under eye circles are gone, at least a little bit more. Now, when I'm talking about post-workout nutrition, you're gonna hear from these stupid bodybuilders, oh, get your protein in, get your protein in. Well, the window for getting your protein in is a lot bigger than it was initially thought to be. But with carbs, you wanna get carbs in. I rush to get my high glycemic carbs in. 30 to 100 grams of a high glycemic carb post-workout reduces muscle protein breakdown. I've memorized it because it's that important. So, obviously for me, the most important thing to get in are those carbs, and I'm gonna get some white rice. White rice is a high glycemic carb. If you wanna know whether your favorite carb source is high glycemic, go to Google and type your carb source in and put glycemic index. If the glycemic index is over 70, it's a high glycemic carb. White rice is a high glycemic carb, brown rice isn't, so talk about post-workout nutrition or even pre-workout nutrition, white rice is gonna be better. I think you're starting to get the hang of what I'm saying here. High glycemic carbs are pretty overpowered before and after your workout. So I'm gonna combine this with some, where's it? Oh, here it is. Some ground beef. This ground beef is 85% lean or 85% protein and 15% fat. This is probably the best one in terms of taste and overall health. You're gonna hear from bodybuilders, oh, the 93% protein is gonna be better because it's higher in protein. That doesn't make any sense. This has a lot of protein in it, but also has the fat. It's gonna keep your energy levels high and increase your testosterone, because believe it or not, protein isn't more important than fat or carbs. I just never understood that because I went to college and learned about nutrition and actually took time to learn about nutrition on my own to figure out that all three macronutrients are very important. So I'm gonna combine the beef with the rice. And that also reminds me, I want to show you guys something. So a lot of you guys have sweet teeth or sweet tooth. I mean, I guess I made it plural, but I don't. But I was looking for a snack just in case I got a little hungry, because it happens when you're cutting. And I found these Carb Smart bars, right? These ice cream bars. And I go look at the nutrition facts, 60 calories per bar. That's pretty good, right? You don't need these if you're on a bulk, but if you're on a cut, it might be useful. It's got 3 grams of fat, 1 gram of protein, 11 grams of carbs. I mean, like, that's kind of high carb, low key, right? It's also like the most abundant macronutrient in these Carb Smart bars. But when I thought about it, I'm like, these aren't Carb Smart bars. These are low calorie ice cream bars. But they know that Carb Smart is a marketing term that's gonna get people to buy it because carbs are somehow evil now. So it's gonna make you buy them. It's like the high protein garbage. I mean, you've got Snickers high protein shit, and these bodybuilders are trying to convince you to eat it as if it's healthy. So this is crap. Carb Smart is a marketing term from the fitness matrix, and so is high protein. So get that in your head. But anyways, now I'm gonna cook the beef and the rice. All right, so I just finished my lunch or post-workout meal, which totaled with the beef, 480 calories, 34 grams of fat, and 42 grams of protein. The white rice was 74 grams of carbs and 8 grams of protein with like 1 gram of fat. What's even the point of telling you guys that? Which I would say is pretty perfect for a post-workout meal. The high glycemic carb is gonna reduce muscle protein breakdown. The protein's gonna aid in repairing the damaged muscle fibers, AKA grow the muscle. Well, the fat's gonna help me have steady energy levels throughout the day. So after my lunch, I always have my first batch of supplements. Some of you might have creatine right now, but most pre-workouts nowadays have creatine already in them, so I already had my creatine. But what I'll have after lunch is vitamin D. I went over in my bulking video why I have more than the 5,000 IU recommended. So it's pretty hot out here. I live in Texas, so I'm gonna have 10,000 IU or 2, if you can see that, 2 of the pills, which are 5,000 IU each, as my post-lunch supplements. So now I've had vitamin D3 with K2, make sure it has K2 with it, and creatine as my morning supplements. First dinner time, I'm about to go to MMA practice, which starts in about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna make my chicken breast first, and when I come back and I'm all sweaty and tired, I don't have to make it. So most of the time, I'm not really a chicken breast or a chicken kind of person. Maybe chicken thighs, which is decent. I'm more of like a meat guy. But I tried to do that at the beginning of my cut, and what ended up happening was, since meat like ribeye steaks and New York strip steaks are higher in fat, I was eating way too many fat, and I had to compensate by eating less carbs. And I felt like my gym performance wasn't good. I was looking flat at the gym. A big part of me going to the gym, like a big motivator, is getting a good pump, looking good. Because when you look good, you feel good. So I had to use chicken breast. So I'm gonna flatten out the chicken breast. And another thing about low carbs is MMA practice for me has been just really brutal. I'm getting super tired. It's probably a combo of being in a deficit for several weeks now, and also I'm just not in fight shape. Like, compared to most of the people there, I would say I'm one of the more aesthetic guys, I'll be honest, because most people with MMA and lifting, they do one or the other. So with me, I do both. So I lift it in the morning and then I train at night with MMA, and it just results in me, what is wrong with this seasoning? It just results in me getting super tired. So I'm moving back into, I was doing push-pull legs, but now I'm doing more of like an athlete workout, which you can find in my peak athleticism package, but it's like you're training the movements, which should help a little bit. You can clearly see these are pretty big chicken breasts. So I'll put it in to the air fryer. I typically like hard in the mess, but to be honest, I don't care. I live like this. I like to put 317 for 17 minutes. After I see what the macros look like, when I come back from MMA practice, I'll see if I want to do rice with the chicken, which, to be honest, might be a good move for me because I feel like I'm low on carbs at the moment. But for now, it is just going to be the chicken breast by itself, and we'll see after practice. So one of those chicken breasts was for my brother and one was for me, and they're 12.64 ounces. I divided it by 2, so they're really big, which will give us 3.2 grams of fat, which is nothing, but 82.2 grams of protein. This is what I'm telling you guys. Getting protein is so easy nowadays, and people will act like it's tough. I mean, that was 80 grams of protein right there. If I was on a bulk, I'd only need like 40 grams more, which I could get with one big protein shake, and that's it. It's so easy. All right, so I'll see you guys after MMA practice. So I just got back from MMA training and I downed this yellow Gatorade, not the red Gatorade, so I'm not drinking Red 40. And I already know someone's crying, oh, you're having Gatorade, it's not healthy for you, you're a hypocrite. Well, just like always, I'm gonna explain and educate to these dumb bodybuilders. Not to spoil the rest of the video, but my diet is very clean, and me having a little bit of Gatorade isn't gonna make my diet unhealthy or make me unhealthy. But I don't have it because I enjoy Gatorade and it's gonna make me feel good. I have it for recovery and performance reasons. Just like earlier in the video, high glycemic carbs are beneficial after your workout. Pre-workout, high glycemic carbs are beneficial, so is it during your workout and as it is after your workout. So many people think carbs are just for improving your performance, you have more energy. Well, they actually help your recovery as well. If you look at MMA dietitians, these are the hardest cuts losing weight in the world, and because they have to train twice a day and they're eating in a calorie deficit. It's very brutal. I'm telling you, fight camps are the most brutal thing an athlete can do. They are eating a lot of carbs. You got these bodybuilders who think they're smart are eating low carbs. That's why I don't have just an electrolyte supplement after my MMA workout or after my bodybuilding workout. It's because you need the high glycemic carbs, and Gatorade has those. Again, like earlier, fruit, I don't want to eat anything right now because I just had a hard workout. We did over 100 burpees. I feel better than last time because last time we did 100 burpees to end the class, not even including the ones we did at the beginning. But I don't want to eat right now. All I want to do is go take a damn shower. So I down this really quick. It has the good amount of carbs in it. It also has electrolytes which will hydrate me. It is just for recovery. I'm going to feel way better, and especially during a cut where your recovery is going to be dialed down a bit because you're not eating enough, this is going to help me out a ton. So I'm going to shower. Like I told you earlier with the chicken breast, I'll have that after I shower. I had this instead of the rice. I just thought about it because I don't want to eat a bunch of rice. I'd rather just have this. It's easier. Plus, it hydrates me after my workout. And I will see you guys for one more meal after my chicken breast. You'll see me eating the chicken breast. I guess I'll put it right now. But I'll see you guys after that. All right, so my second dinner was literally just the same ground beef I had earlier and some broccoli. Very simple, but I just wanted something simple to finish out the day. Even though that dish didn't look that good, I'm telling you, that was good. That tasted like broccoli beef that you'll get at like Panda Express. It's actually pretty good. I used to not be a person who ate ground beef very often. I get New York strips, ribeyes, like a whole thing of meat. But ground beef is so easy. You just mix it in with rice, pasta, apparently broccoli, and it's so easy to mix, so easy to make. So I'm actually falling in love with ground beef. Plus it's cheaper than like your regular steak. So for the calories for that meal, it's gonna be identical to the beef that I said earlier when I combined it with the rice. I don't even count vegetables towards my daily caloric intake. So for the day, we'll go over for the entire day, I had 1,995 calories, so that's about 100 less than my goal, which is pretty good. My protein was 180 grams, which is more than 1 gram per pound of body weight, or in this case, more than 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. I had 126 grams of carbs, which is pretty low. I could have some more carbs, but I'm kind of okay with where I am. Normally I would increase the carb intake and I would decrease the fat intake, which was 82 grams of fat, which I'll probably go down to maybe 70 grams of fat. And also I took zinc and magnesium as my nighttime supplements after I ate that meal. And I had MMA today. I know tons of you are at MMA. If you want to kick and punch harder, I went over a complete guide on how exactly to do that. So make sure to check that video out.